I've always thought that if you want to make a food system healthy, start with the individual farm on the ground, make sure that that's functioning well, then try to redesign food systems so that people can get most of their food, the food that is in season from producers in their locality, and that way you'll shorten the food chain, you'll make the price of food more accessible, and you'll improve the rural culture of those areas.
Quality is not only looking nice and shining, the shining apple or so. Quality is how it is processed. Is there child work inside or slave work? Did they have living wages? Did we destroy the soil or not? This is all quality.
And so we definitely need a change of habits of the consumers that get aware of the fact that they cannot spend just 12% of their budget for food.
The most important point is, I think, to get a new food movement, not separating environmental movement, agriculture, family farming, or parents looking at the food for their children. Just put us all together, put the cities together and all the others that are active and say this is a new food movement.
As a former journalist, I'm very worried that mainstream media all over Europe don't report on the urgency to change food policies and agricultural policies. In Germany, for example, we saw the movement of people against Muslims, against immigrants. That movement has been reported by media, mainstream media all over Europe. But the fact that 50,000 people hit the street in Berlin in January to demand more healthy food systems, that has not been reported on.
Oh, civil society plays a huge role in shaping the political debate. Certainly, all of the activity in Europe on investor-state dispute settlement has had a huge impact in the negotiations already, that we hear negotiators talking about at the highest levels.
This is a big budget that is going to farmers, and it's shaping the way the farming in Europe is done, because it gives incentives to certain type of farming and not to other.
Together with rural areas and farmers, we say no. No, and no thank you. We don't want to have 40% of the EU budget spent to mostly direct subsidies without any forced greening rules.
Well, one of the most important milestones that I think is needed is to go and talk to the farmers who are at present unable to farm in a sustainable way and say to them, look, if we could create a set of policy incentives which would make it more profitable for you to adopt organic and sustainable methods, would you be interested?
I think when I've worked on farm bills in the past, we've had conferences with people about CAP, comparing CAP and farm bill, and they seem like ships passing in the night, right? But now I think there's so much happening, even though there's a lot happening in Europe that helps us see what could happen in the United States down the road. So when we hear about agroecological transitions here, when we hear about different ways of approaching direct payments, I think that informs our debates in the United States as well.
We need to go and talk to the people who, until now, we've regarded as being even the enemy or certainly part of the problem, reach out to them and be much more inclusive. And I think that would be an indicator that we have changed, because if we want our food systems to change, we need to change too.